What goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hope you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. All right, since I've been on this financial intelligence journey, family, I've had this channel for years. But I've been in the financial intelligence journey since, I started working for a living. Just like most people have, but I always wanted to figure out how not only could I make money and save money, but how can I make money grow? Because I know just having a job and getting raises is not the way. That's the old-fashioned way to make it in America. But the newest way is doing that is just the beginning. But having investments, having assets, owning businesses, things of that nature, how making your money grow while you're sleeping, that's the American way now. Whether people want to realize it or not, regardless of who's sitting in the White House, governor's house, or the mayor's house. But anyways, been on this journey, and not only have I learned more about myself, my health, and obtaining my wealth, but I definitely have learned a lot more about society and how working people think about money. I came across this article talking about how most working Americans are going to have to work 2 jobs in order to survive. Heck, most working Americans at the rate that we have been going for the last 20 years will most likely have to work until the day they die, like Warren Buffett stated. Because most working Americans do not want to dedicate any of their time on how to make money in their sleep. Most working Americans are stuck on being programmed to only having a job and to stay at home mothers. I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. But as a guy who was raised by a single mother, working for working people, that model is dead because nowadays as well, because unless you have disabilities that prevent you from being capable of working from home, then I cannot subscribe to that way of life anymore as far as stay-at-home mothers. Or if the husband makes that much money to where the mother doesn't have to, then great. But I challenge that husband, or even if it's vice versa, I challenge that husband or wife, because you have certain instances where it's vice versa nowadays. I challenge you to say, okay, how much money are you putting away? How much money are you able to invest? I can't answer these questions about your life. Only you can answer these questions about your life. Because if you're not in that position, then you are in a financially vulnerable position. Therefore, i.e. one person is taken out, unfortunately, Lord forbid, even insurance policies, unless, depending on the amount of money it may be, is not going to do enough to keep you your head above water and whatnot. So my mindset is all able working bodies need to pitch in to households, because we are not living in Leave It to Beaver land, because even rich people get this concept. But that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. The whole daycare is so expensive model is dead when you can stay at home and make some sort of income from more and more stay-at-home jobs are growing in all industries all over the country and even all over the world. Heck, why do you think in so many instances you have a lot of people who retire in foreign third world countries? If they want to make some extra money, they're able to work as virtual assistants, call center jobs. I mean, I've talked to customer service. I've talked to Americans who live in Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico. I'm talking to somebody and it's like, okay, I don't hear an accent. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, where are you calling from? They're like, yeah, I'm in Mexico City. I said, what? Yeah, I live here. They're like, I used to live in Texas, but I retired in Mexico because my retirement dollars go much further between their pension plans and their Social Security, and any other investments they may make. That money goes a lot further in quote unquote third world foreign countries. And that's just a thing to take into. So if somebody can do that in a third world country, I don't see what the problem is somebody being able to do it from home, but that's just my personal opinion. For regular working people whose savings accounts are basically at zero, it's because there are lots of lazy people out here, family. Most people do not want to approach life from a business mindset. And I remember when I was working 2 jobs, and as I went to my second job 5 days a week, I remember seeing this man who was legally blind go from the 14th floor of a corporate building by himself to catch a cab every single day. He had his routine down and everything. And it just gave me so much. As I was, in a mood, I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But I was envious of this man. He did not let that stop him. So most excuses are for losers, all right? But because excuses are basically the things that a lot of times hold people up from not wanting to be accountable and do what they need to do. Now, before I get into the article, bear in mind that this was written back in 2017, but with this being in 2022 during the high inflationary times, meaning that things have gotten much, much worse from an inflation standpoint. it still rings true today. The article stated that the trend could be especially ominous, a spike in the number of Americans taking multiple jobs that has effectively reversed a decade-long decline. The plight of low-income workers is underlined by yet another statistic. This is also another reason why there has been a great resignation, because more and more Americans want to learn how to make money in their sleep, whether it's from stock options, trading, to cryptocurrency, owning rental properties, from owning a business. More and more people are not trying to go back to the norm of the 40-hour work week. The article also stated that the Labor Department reports that 7.6 million workers held multiple jobs last month, up 2% from 7.4 million in July 2016. That's back to highs not seen in 20 years. And it should not be mistaken as a sign of healthy entrepreneurship. It should not be mistaken as a sign of healthy entrepreneurship in that aspect. But a lot of things people need to take into consideration is more people are getting smarter, which, like I said, I have a lot of respect for people that are getting smarter in this aspect, because they're just giving themselves options. In my mindset, when you have options, people think it can make you a dangerous individual. I think not. I think life is like working out. You have various amounts of ways that you can work out your body. You can do calisthenics, you can do weights. A lot of people just like to do specific Zumba classes, stretch and tone classes, boot camp classes. Everybody has their niche in regards to how they want to stay in shape. Everybody has their niche when it comes to how they want the beverages and the food that they need to consume in order for them to stay in shape. We live in an age where you can go online and look up various blogs all over the place, so it is what it is. But you find out what works for you and you go from there. And my biggest pet peeve is a lot of people find a way to make a good living, but because their assets, the majority of the time the only asset they quote unquote have is their house, which can still be dangerous. They have a 401k, but they're not really even taking that seriously. They're not really contributing to it. And then their income might be going up, but their savings is not going up, and their asset accumulation is nowhere to be found, because being entertained is more important than learning about how to make money in your sleep, because Warren Buffett says it, and I say it all the time as well. If you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you will work to the day you die, and that is the God's honest truth. All right, but anyways, the article says the principal reason workers hold more than one position is that no single job provides sufficient income. In a robust economic recovery, the number of full-time workers should be rising, and the number of workers employed part-time or holding multiple jobs should decline. The rise in the number of multiple job holders is troubling and is yet another signal that there is still a slack in the labor market. Are we there yet? No, we are still far from full-time employment. Also, now, we live in a time where it's not about how much you make, but it's about how you are living and who you are living with. What financial and life choices we are making, i.e., are we living in an overpriced home instead of renting a room or living with another family? Are we driving a nice car, or are we driving a bucket to save money? Living below one's means can help working people save money and invest our money all at the same time. Now remember that this article was written back in 2017, but I will say that now we are in a different time with more jobs being available in 2022, but the mindset of workers has changed dramatically, especially since the global 2020 pandemic. But one thing hasn't changed since 2017, family: the need for financial literacy, investing in the various asset classes, and obtaining various different skill sets is detrimental to the people who want to be lazy and financially basic for the rest of their lives. You have to get back what you give in this life, family. And I was having a conversation 2 days ago with a young lady who's trying to move from one expensive county to a little bit of a cheaper county. And I was like, okay, so I guess you're going to get your own apartment? She said no, because she's a supervisor at her job. She says she works a lot of hours and whatnot, and she loves what she does. I said, okay, great. I was like, do you have a 401k with your job? She says, yes. Do you have an individual retirement account with your job, outside of your job? She says, no. I said, well, you should think about getting one. I even said, hey, are you investing in the stock market? She said, no, not outside of my 401k. But hey, I sent her a link to, I made $5 off of it, so what? I sent her a link to Acorns because I utilize them to invest in the stock market and have an individual retirement account with them. And it's connected to my debit card to whenever I spend $5.50, it rounds up to $6, and that money is being invested into the stock market. It's just a way for me to make another money move. And I don't just say this stuff so I can make $5 here, a couple $100 there. I want people to be able to win the economic game, especially when I know most people don't mind being a working employee. Okay, great, but your money still needs to be working for you 7 days a week throughout the whole freaking year, okay, until the day you die. All right. So anyways, even in the afterlife, that's what life insurance is for, because so you don't leave your loved ones hanging, not only for them to just pay for the funeral and whatnot, but for them to have a little extra change and whatnot, because they might need, because insurance could be looked at, life insurance can be looked at as an asset at the same time. That's another story for another day. But anyways, she's told me the money move that she was making, because whenever you're in a position where you can save money and invest money, I call that a money move, all right? So she's like, yeah, I'm going to actually rent a room out, and my rent is going to be cut in half. And because a lot of people are like, well, why don't you get your own house? She's not meant to be a homeowner right now. And she says right now, all she needs is a room, because she's mostly never at home. So there's no point of her paying for a space that she's not going to utilize, because she's in the saving season now and / investing season of her life. So there's nothing wrong with that. Well, everybody should always be in that, but she's trying to save for when she wants to buy the right house. And then when she buys the house, she's just going to get herself a townhouse, which is even smarter. She's going to do one thing that my buddy did. She's house hacking. Well, she's not going to buy multiple houses, but when she buys a house, she's going to rent out the rooms. And because she's going to rent out the rooms, she's not going to have to worry about paying the mortgage. So she's going to go from paying $600 to $700 a month in rent to $0 in rent, and don't have to worry about the utilities of the new house that she has. And because of the money she has saved up, in case something bad happens to the house, something needs to be repaired, she's got the money to take care of it. She's got good credit. She's got access to $20,000 in credit card. These are things to think about as a working person. This is the one-on-one aspects of stuff. Okay, but these are things that are needed for one to be robust, because a lot of people are anti these things for whatever reason. Everybody has the reasons and whatnot, but these things matter because emergency situations will happen. That's why having a multitude of credit cards can help, because not so you can floss on people, but because you might need it for an emergency, or you might need it to access that money to start a business. You just never know that. Having cryptocurrency is a beautiful thing, not just to have it and look at it and think you're cool and whatnot. You might need it to pay a bill one day, or you might need to be able to borrow against it and whatnot with a smart contract, because you might need it to start a business, or you might need it for a medical emergency. You might need it to fix something on your car. You might need it to freaking fix something on your house. These are things that matter. This is the stuff I'm passionate about. Okay? And that's why I say that when people are not working, people aren't talking about these things, then most workers are screwed in 2022 and moving forward, regardless of who's sitting in the White House, the mayor's house, and the governor's house, because regardless of who's in Congress or the Senate, because if you're not trying to implement, what you do every day matters. Okay, money, skill sets, diet, these things matter every single day. Okay, Nipsey Hussle said it the best. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Brick by brick, layer by layer. Every dollar made, every dollar saved, every dollar invested, skill sets that are being obtained, whether you're in college, whether you're a blue collar worker, whether you're getting certifications in insurance and the healthcare industry, whatever have you. Information technology industry, these things matter. What you do on a daily basis matter. But a lot of times people are going to end up in the 50s and 60s and wonder where the time went, and they'll be looking at their 401k, if they even have one, and be like, oh my God, this isn't going to be enough for me to retire on. Well, you had a chance, especially I'm talking about millennial generation, because we're the first generation to say, hey, there's no excuse in the age of information age, on down. Okay, having not only what you make and all the fancy degrees doesn't mean a hill of beans if you're not being able to grow your money, get access to capital, save money, and get more skill sets. Because I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day. I was like, okay, yeah, you're going to get a second job so you can make some extra money. That's fine and dandy. Do you want to do this the rest of your life? Because when I was in my early 20s, luckily I don't have kids, didn't have any child support, didn't have any spousal support because I was not married, didn't have any student loan debt and whatnot because I used credit cards to pay off my, pay for school and things of that nature. It took me a lot longer to graduate, but I did it with a credit card because, hey, I was piecemealing it. And then I had a job that did tuition reimbursement, so I would spend the money every semester on my credit card, and my job would reimburse me that money, and I would just make minor payments on the credit card until the semester was over. And then when I got my, I passed the class, and I got my because I think all you needed to get was a C, and then I would get the money reimbursed back to me into the company and whatnot. And then if I leave the company, a lot of times they say, hey, you have to stay with the company long enough. But here's the crazy thing, back then, because I was younger, I didn't have to take any vacation. So a lot of times I'd be like, hey, cash my money out, and whatever's left, give it back to the company via my leave policy. So these things matter. Think, like I said, companies know this stuff. Governments know this stuff. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. So working people should know this stuff. Just another way to combat how you can win in the game of life, the economic game of life, all right? That's all I can say on that one. Like I said, I feel like I'm ranting because I'm very passionate about this stuff. This is why I started this channel. This is why I want working people to win at the game of life, because the system's set up for you to lose if you don't approach it correctly. Life is a game of chess. You will lose. You will remain a pawn if you don't approach things correctly. Eventually, you want to become the king or the queen of your castle. You don't want to remain a pawn for the rest of your life. Even if you're at work, you could be a king or a queen or whatnot, or you could remain a pawn the rest of your life. And it doesn't matter regardless of what salary you have, because you could be the freaking CEO, director, you could be the program manager. All that is irrelevant if your money's not being saved, if it's not being invested, and then it doesn't turn to a point where your job can become an option. All right, that's all I can say on that one. So do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Larry's Anything Goes. We're all about selling products via Shopify. So check out my Shopify store. Like I said, if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, think about signing up with Acorns. Think about signing up with Stash. Think about signing up with Crypto.com. Think about signing up with Coinbase and all that good stuff. When you sign up with these platforms, you're able to get up to $20, $5. With WEBULL, the best thing with them, you put a penny in your account, you get up to $900 worth of free stock and all that great stuff. All right, so on that note, and I'm a member of the Gold Standard Partners, where you not only have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency, but you have the opportunity to refer others to do the same thing, get access to a crypto spending card and all the good stuff, and you make money off of the affiliate marketing aspect of it. But on that note, family, as I always say, make money moves, or you're gonna live broke like a fool. And remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2022, halfway over with, but it's time for you to own something, right? So take care, family, and hopefully you guys have a great day.